Hello everyone! Today we're going to be doing a beginner-friendly full body Pilates mat workout. Let's get into it. To start out today, we're going to be on our backs. Feet will be planted, knees bent, hips down, all the way down to the shoulders. We're going to start with pelvic rock. So taking your hands to the pelvis, we'll make a little triangle with the hands right on top of the pelvis. In neutral spine, we have this super small space underneath the back where the spine actually wants to lie, where that lumbar spine naturally curves. Engaging the core, keeping this neutral spine, we pull the rib cage together, pull the belly button towards the spine and towards the nose, kind of like you're hooking it or scooping it, and then that core is engaged. From here, we're just going to do some pelvic rocks where we turn this triangle a little bit closer towards your nose. The spine will imprint to the mat and then back up on the inhale and neutral. So just this one for now. We exhale to what we call imprint. You could think about holding a little bowl of water in that triangle in your hands. And when we're in neutral, the bowl of water is still at the sky. When we come to imprint, all those vertebrae press down into the mat and that water pours onto your belly button just a little bit. Now we're going to go the other way. So we're in neutral, that small space, then we're going to tilt the pelvis towards the floor a little bit. You would pour that water towards the floor a little bit, and then back to neutral. Towards the floor, back to neutral. Then we're going to do a combo. We pour towards the floor, neutral, pour onto your stomach or find that imprint. Back to neutral, pour to the floor, neutral, imprint. I'll reach my hands up so you can see my pelvis moving a little bit more. It's not a big movement. We're just turning the pelvis, the hip bones, the pubic bone. Now we're coming back to neutral, where that bowl of water is at the sky and nice and still. We'll keep the feet planted. Keep that core engaged. If it feels better on your low back to come a little bit towards that imprint, where we're pulling those hip bones a little bit more towards the nose, where we're pouring that water a little bit on the belly button, you could be there as well. Either way, for now we're going to take the hands up to the sky. Your right arm is going to exhale, reach overhead, bicep towards the ear, and then inhale center. Then we'll switch. Exhale, left arm, inhale center. And we'll keep that going. We're just alternating here. Only going to where you can keep the shoulder out of your ear. Doesn't have to be super far back. Now you can stay here, or I'm going to give you an option to progress, where we take both legs to tabletop, where your knees are over your hips, shins are parallel to the ceiling, and we keep the arms going. You can stay here, or if you'd like to progress even more, we're going to add opposite leg in. So when we reach the arm long, we'll reach the opposite leg. So this is right arm, left leg. Both come center, and then we switch. Both come center, and we switch. This is a bird dog or a dead bug. We'll do one more on each side. Then take a break. Gorgeous. We'll take those feet nice and wide, shoulder width or wider if you can. Take the arms to a goalpost and we'll dip the knees side to side, just opening up those hips. Giving ourselves a little bit of a break, stretching out those hip flexors. One more each side. Gorgeous. All right, we're gonna come to some bridging. So feet are about 4 inches apart. Knees track in line with big toe, little toe, and knees are also in line with your hip bones. We're in that neutral spine. Hands pressed down into the mat beneath you. Nice long arms. Core is engaged. Keep the feet planted. Keep the head down. Neck long. We're going to lift the back all in one piece to lift the hips. Take an inhale. On your exhale, we'll lift those hips up. And at the top of your bridge, we'll hold here for an inhale. And then exhale, set it all down in one piece. Gorgeous, keep moving. So it's like your back is a 2x4 piece of wood, and we're just lifting up and down. You can keep your hands down by your sides, or if you want to progress, hands can come up overhead to add a little bit more of a stability challenge. We want the abdominals working just as much as those glutes and hamstrings. If we're feeling it in the low back, instead, I'm going to have you lift not quite so high, so keep it nice and small, to where you can just get the core, glutes, and hamstrings working. So it can stay nice and small, or you can go nice and big, but we never want to overlift to where we find an arch like this. We want to keep that back flat and long. So there's a nice long diagonal line from the shoulders to the hip bone to the knee. Gorgeous. Set those hips down, take a little baby break. Next is an articulating bridge. If articulating isn't right for you, if we have any spinal conditions, go ahead and keep the flat back. Otherwise, we're going to lift the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're going to pour that water, bowl of water, towards our nose, just like we did in those pelvic rocks, and then keep pouring that water, turning a wheel as your pelvis, and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to your bridge. Make sure that core is still working. Then we're going to come bone by bone down, upper back, mid back, low back, tailbone comes down last. Inhale to prepare, exhale to tuck and roll up. Inhale to get long and hold, and exhale down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep moving with your breath. At the top of the bridge, we reach those knees long. We're trying to get longer out of the legs, out of the spine. We're getting blood flow and mobility in between the vertebrae. We're using the core, the glutes, the hamstrings, working the posterior chain. Next time those hips are up, we're going to keep them up. Take little teeny tiny lifts, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, super small. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it down, nice and slow. Gorgeous. Hug those knees into your chest. Rock it out side to side. Beautiful. We're going to come up to a seated position really quick for a mermaid. So we'll find a Z-sit with your left shin parallel to the long side of your mat and your right shin parallel to the short side of your mat. Your left hand comes down and we reach up and over, big side bend, laterally into the side body. Other side, up and over to the right. Switch out those legs, switch the Z-sit. Right hand comes down, up and over. And then the left. One more little series on our stomach. We'll have our hands underneath our shoulders. We're still going to find that neutral spine, so that natural curvature in the spine, and engage the core. So this time we're thinking about lifting the belly button up towards the sky, as if you're trying to create a space from the floor and bells up. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, little engagement through the glutes and the back side of the body. Take an inhale, press into the hands, lift the heart, and then exhale, set it down. Now start nice and small, and then if you feel comfortable, you can go bigger. The goal is to not dump in the low back. We want to find that curvature, that arch in the upper back. And when we're lifting nice and high like this, making sure that the belly button is lifting with you. The belly is coming up. We're not just letting it crunch down. We're lifting as one piece. We're using those triceps, backside of the upper arms to lift us. The head is in line with the spine, so the gaze stays down. That way we're not cranking on the neck. One more like this. And then down. All right. Arms are going to go out to a T. Thumbs facing up, and we're going to hit the upper back. Thumbs up to the sky like you're giving a thumbs up. From here, core is tight. Feel free to turn your head to one side or the other. If you do so, do 5 on each side. Otherwise, we're looking straight down. From here, exhale, lift the arms up. Inhale, down without hitting the floor. Exhale up. Inhale, down. Gorgeous. Finding length out of those arms. Keeping the core engaged. Belly button up. Low back is long. For 3, 2, and 1. Gorgeous. We're going to do a Y next, or a big V. So the arms aren't totally overhead. They're at an angle. Those shoulders retract down into the backside body, and we're going to do the same thing. You might not get as high this time, and that's okay. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good. Strengthening that upper back, good for our posture. Working that posterior chain, back side of the body. 2 more, you can do it. Last one. Take a break. Best is last. Overhead, retract those shoulders down. This one, you probably won't get near as high as the other 2. If this variation isn't right for you, come back to either of the previous 2. From here, we exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Long arms overhead. Exhale the lift. Inhale the lower. Last 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Gorgeous. Bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to stretch out to finish. Sink those hips towards your heels. Arms are long. Find that big child's pose. Walk the hands to the right side of your mat. Then to the left. Forward one more time. We're going to come up to our hands and knees to finish up. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, and we'll take some cat-cows. Inhale to arch the back. Exhale to round. Pubic bone towards the nose. Big arch through the back, lifting the tailbone, lifting the crown of the head. Feel free to wiggle it out if you'd like. You can make some hip circles, shake out the neck, whatever feels good. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment if you liked this class. You can leave what you liked in the comments below. If you want to see something else, let me know. I will be making more of these videos. Thank you so much.